All right, so here we go with The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Chapter 3. As you traverse through a misty veil between hither and thither, being led into thither by the scarecrow, 3 foot tall, with crab claws named Clapperclaw, who's sporting a new stag's head that you found for him in Bavlorna's cottage. He guides you into a forest. A fragrant breeze wafts between enormous trees. You see motes of pollen dancing in the air. Patches of sunlight kiss the forest floor, and birdsong echoes all around you. Let's do some character intros. We'll have Maynard catch up when he arrives. He's probably away at some performance right now. Okay, Big Blue, go ahead.
Good evening. Big Blue is not blue, and very Romanistic by this picture, which I love. My wife picked out. Big Blue is a fairy that came across with the carnival at a young age, and then got separated from the carnival and stuck in the normal wild. And I guess just got picked up by the clergy, right? Because he was homeless and exotic, and then went there, and then the carnival came back, so he was going back for answers, and then bumped into a warlock whose patron has gone missing or silent or has weakened that bond. And I think me and Tiny G have been charged to go across and kind of suss out, I don't know if that's the right word, but figure out what's going on. So
It was actually you and Jotaro.
Shitaro.
And
Very similar.
You now, Big Blue, can have inspiration. And Tiny G, you can have inspiration. The others are waiting until they can find Maynard's missing thing.
And a free potion?
No free potions anymore.
Okay.
Okay, Jotaro, your turn.
Jotaro is a Harengon ranger. He is a agent of the Sealy Court who has been tasked with finding out what happened to Zabilna, the Archfey ruler of Prismere. Something apparently happened, and it was most likely at the hands of the Hourglass Coven. And so he's still trying to track down. He thought he was going to get the answers he needed from Bavlorna, but that didn't turn out to be the case. So ever onward.
Okay, breathlessly arriving from his latest play, Maynard.
Yes, this is. I'm Maynard. You might remember me from my long run in Tarask Do Tell, which was quite a hit. But now I'm here in
Thither.
Witchlight, looking for a map that I once lost, and with it, my sense of direction. Meanwhile, I've learned a lot of stage fighting techniques that I'm learning to apply to real life villains.
And then next we have Portia.
Portia is a spirits bard who's spent the last several years living with the Witchlight Carnival and apprenticing under their fortune teller until he decided to retire and put her in that position. She's very stony-faced and likes to be guided by the fortunes that she tells, and was kickstarted into this journey by being approached by a fey dragon who was also sent by the warlock to seek help.
And you will be able to do another fortune telling as soon as the party settles down in Thither for like their first short rest.
Okay.
And last and least, Tiny G.
And Tiny's been following behind the group for the entire way back to or into Thither by about like 20 feet, but you can hear him mumble the entire time, "Come on, you stupid rod." Whereas the rest of it, and you just see him extending and retracting, the pole of collapsing that made him 3 inches taller. Out of frustration, he ends up tossing a letter, and Jotaro or anyone else can pick it up, and it reads, "Dear Tiny, sorry to hear what happened. I hope you get better. Love, Uncle Daniel. P.S. Haha." Tiny has solved his conundrum of his missing inches, but he is convinced that there is still more to come.
Okay, so you have arrived in Thither. Enormous trees surround you. The breeze is fragrant. There's pollen dancing in the air. Patches of sunlight dance around you, and birdsong echoes. You look around for Clapperclaw, your guide who brought you here, and he's gone. You don't know where he went. You know you're here looking for more lost things. Maynard is still missing his sense of direction. You're also trying to figure out what happened to the princess of Prismere, and you suspect there'll be a hag here within Thither. So,
At least
draw another
one.
map here for you.
Did we? You said that we saw Bavlorna running in Thither?
So Bavlorna disappeared from Hither, and maybe preceded you into Thither. So you might have two hags that you're going to run into here in this realm. You arrive at the edge of the mists in kind of a hilly, wooded area. You're descending down into the forest proper, looking for any sign of a path or any guide that might take you to where this hag might be. So, let me get your marching order as you're traveling here. Your lead person heading from the top of the map to the bottom of the map, but the lead person about where I'm pinging on the map.
And this is a forest, so this is Jotaro's
Favorite terrain?
favorite terrain, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, and also I should let you know that Jotaro now is wearing studded leather, so he no longer has disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, great. A dryad and awakened shrubs emerge from the undergrowth and quickly surround you. So here's the dryad, comes around the tree here in front of you, Jotaro. And then from among the trees come actual, like, moving bushes. There are quite a few of them as you look all around you. The dryad points an accusing finger toward you, Jotaro, and orders the shrubs something in Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan, Jotaro?
Yes, Jotaro does speak Sylvan.
She says, "Show these villains the true meaning of vengeance." Roll initiative, everyone.
Do I recognize her? Is she a spurned lover?
You do not recognize her.
I remember there was this one night, a lot of pixie dust. I know it was a dryad, or maybe a naiad.
I'm going to put all these guys on one initiative, and they are a modifier of -1, so it'll be 9. Okay, Jotaro, you are first attacked. The shrubs are closing in to attack you guys. The dryad told them to show these villains the true meaning of vengeance. What do you want to do?
Jotaro will cast Hunter's Mark on the dryad and shoot her.
What did you do to make these dryads so angry?
No clue. But they're going to regret it. That's only going to be a 14 to hit, though.
That is enough.
Oh, well, in that case, that's going to be 15 damage.
You wound her severely. She gasps and backpedals slightly. What else, Chitaro?
Tara's going to move back to here. That'll be it.
You see the hurt is more than just the physical pain in her eyes, as it seems almost like she's fighting for her life and maybe the life of the forest itself. Portia, your turn.
Hey, I do holler. That was a warning shot. Surrender, and we will heal you.
Yeah, and I think Portia would follow that up with like, I don't think we are who you think we are.
Okay, Portia, if you want to take an action, you can make a persuasion check with that action.
Oh, yeah, I would love to do that. Oop.
Oh,
Not
no.
that that's the greatest.
An 8 persuasion. You guys will notice I added a bless or guidance on each of your checks. On each of your attacks, I added a bless button, or you could also use it for emboldening bond. But of course, you don't have that active right now. So you got a total of 8. That doesn't persuade her. What else, Portia?
Well, I mean, so it doesn't even get any kind of response out of her in terms of like
No,
what the motivations are here?
no,
Okay.
no answer to you.
Alrighty. I think I'd like to poison spray this plant near me.
So that was an action to do your
Sure. Okay. All right, gotcha. Well then in general I'll just bardically inspire Maynard.
All right, Maynard, yeah.
Well, welcome back to the team, Maynard.
Got Bardic Inspiration going. Big Blue, your turn.
All right, I will do stupid stuff. All right, I'm gonna fly 1, 2, 3, 4, right up next to her. My charisma is super low. I will cast Sanctuary on myself, I think. Right? Or can I cast Sanctuary and talk to her, or it's one or the other? Oh, no. So I will action, right? Try to convince her to not give up, but we're just newcomer. I'm going to say we're just newcomer. Maybe I can just say it. We're just newcomers. We don't mean you any ill will. We're actually just going to look for the hag. We have questions. We are trying to save the princess of this land.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm going to take my inspiration because I have an 8 charisma.
Go for it.
And
your 17
15?
Persuasion.
17.
She like raises her hand. The bushes all kind of stop for a second as if looking toward her. She readies an action. It looks like. Actually, she'll do this. What beast you see and sees you? Let's see. You are a fairy, not a humanoid or a beast. Chitaro, are you humanoid? I think you are. Make a wisdom save, Chitaro. DC 14.
I am making it right now. I was trying to see if I was humanoid, but I'm assuming.
All right, so the dryad tried to get into your mind. You felt her trying to take, kind of just, enchant you like females often do to you, but it didn't work this time.
It's gotta get the pixie dust.
Yep. That is Big Blue's turn. That is the dryad's turn, but she didn't take any offensive actions, and she called off the shrubs for now. Maynard, what do you want to do?
I say, hold on. We just came here. We wanted to see who the real villains were. It sounded like somebody wronged you. My name, by the way, is Maynard. You might remember me from my part in Elminster at Large. I played the Ent, so I'm in tune with nature. What can we help you in some way? Get to the real villains?
She takes a big breath in. Tiny G, do you want to do anything else besides Parley?
No.
Okay, she takes a big breath in. She says, are you truly new here? I do not trust that one. And she points to the Heron-Gon, the rabbit folk in your midst, who just shot her with an arrow, as she tenderly takes care of her wound with some big leaves and stuff to try and bind the blood that's pouring out of her.
You startled me. Rabbits startle easily.
That's true, I guess.
Can I blow a first level spell and give her cure wounds?
Yeah.
Is that okay, team? All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So you're not
I have to kill her to be able to put my hunter's mark on someone else, but okay. I'm joking. I don't want to kill her for that reason.
So you guys aren't mercenaries then?
I am Jotaro of the Sealy Court. I am an agent of those goodly archfey, and we are here to find out what happened to Zybilna, among other reasons.
She draws breath in when you say Zybilna, and she says, "Are you here to fight against the hags?"
Well, we've already fought against one of them and almost killed her. And I conveniently leave out the fact that all of us were pretty much dead when she fled.
She beams with a smile. She says, "Then you're not mercenaries of Granny Nightshade?"
No.
Oh, thank the heavens. I hope you can restore Zybilna to power. Here, you can use these. She gives to Big Blue a sycamore seed, and she gives to Portia a sycamore seed, and to Maynard a sycamore seed. These sycamore seeds, she says, these seeds will let you pass without trace through the forest. Use them carefully when you need to sneak around. Granny Nightshade is very, very dangerous.
Okay, so she's that's the one that actually lives here, right? Scabatha?
Scabatha does, yeah. Yes, that's the name she goes by.
Okay.
She lives in an old fallen tree, a giant fallen tree. You'll be able to know you're getting closer because the forest will get more and more sparse and dead. There'll be more and more deadfalls. Broken trees like you see all around here will become even more when you get closer to her.
Is there a way to approach her house with some cover if there's no trees?
She tries very hard to capture a little boy named Will and his gang. They might know a way to sneak in. They snuck out. Will broke some of them out of her tree fortress.
Oh.
Will, he is in the forest. They move around a lot, though. He has a tree house in a great big oak tree named Little Oak.
Ironic.
I can't tell you exactly where you'd find him, except to head north, skirt around Granny Nightshade's tree, and head to the north. Somewhere in the northern forest, I think you'll find him.
All right. Sounds like. Is there anything else other than Will and the gang?
She fills you in on what's happened with the forest, how it's dying, dying more and more, and that the hags took over, and something happened to Zybilna, and Everything's been worse since then. But that's about all she knows. So,
All right.
you proceed on.
I tip her a wink as we proceed onward.
Okay. So you proceed on into the forest. You come to a tree with a weathered sheet of parchment nailed to its trunk. The parchment is a portrait of a boy drawn in ink, above which are the words in Elvish, "Wanted, Will of the Feywild. Special offer, bring this impetuous brat to me, and you can claim one item of your choice from my workshop." And signed, Granny Nightshade.
Does I will take the thing off the letter, the poster off the tree,
Okay.
and roll it up and put it into my belt for maybe further use,
Okay, Big
later
Blue.
use.
Did you use your inspiration already?
I did.
You get it
Can I
back.
not take it off?
You get it back.
Oh.
So you have inspiration back. And then as you gathered around, having just read the poster, you see just a short distance away a warm light spilling out from a cave on a wooded hillside. Then you hear an old man's voice. He says, "You can come in."
May I ask who is offering?
"My name is Nib. I'm from Waterdeep."
Whoa.
Ooh, at last somebody who probably seen some of my performances.
So this disembodied voice doesn't say anything else, but there's a cave mouth there and a warm light spilling out of it.
Mm.
Well,
Don't be
I'm
suspicious.
marching right over there.
All right.
All right.
Going inside the cave, you see a wizened old man, fitting the voice perfectly, but he wears a blindfold, which is odd. He sits at a spinning wheel for spinning yarn, and he's surrounded by gold. Piles of gold. More gold than you've ever imagined. He spins at his wheel, and as he does, he reaches down and grasps handfuls of gold coins, and they transform at his touch into gleaming golden fibers. The cave's not too big, and it is just heaped full of gold. He says, "If you would, I would craft something for you. Are you interested?"
What is the price?
It's free.
Nothing is free in the Feywild.
You are
We
wise.
have learned that.
You are a wise one. But this is truly free to you, at least. It's not free for me.
Why do you offer it?
I've led a cruel and heartless existence. I've earned these riches. He motions towards the riches behind him that he can't see with his blindfold on. By exploiting my tenants' misery, I bought up condemned property and rented it out for an exorbitant fee, and worse to all the tenants that were under me. Granny Nightshade is helping me to make amends. I told her I wanted to put my bad deeds behind me and my ill-gotten gains to good use. She cursed me to dwell forever in this cave, spinning my gold into useful items for anyone who comes my way. Can I make something for you?
Hey, insight check.
Yeah, I've rolled it for you. Nothing seems like a lie.
Hmm.
Portia will refrain. I don't think she really trusts.
What type of thing can you make for us?
Well, I could make probably some sort of magical item for you.
Could you make a magical longbow?
No, that might be beyond my power. Would you like something else?
Could you make a magical clockwork amulet?
Clockwork amulet. Maybe something of that nature. Would you like me to spin something for you?
What could go wrong? Yes.
Okay.
Please. Curse me for the rest of the day.
Roll a d8 for me, please. You'll notice, everyone, too, except for Portia, that if you click your token, I added dice rolls to the end of your token. But for Portia, I must have missed it. I'll get it next time. Okay, Big Blue, an 8 on the d8.
I get 8 of them. Each one, everybody gets one.
He begins spinning.
Oh.
And as he does, you glimpse apparitions lurking behind him. Quick as a candle's flicker, one vanishes and another appears. You first see a grubby child appearing over his shoulder. Then a gaunt coachman looming in the shadows at the back of the cave. Then a long-faced woman dabbing at her tears with a handkerchief. Then a rail-thin waif wearing an eye patch. He finishes up his creation, and he hands over to you, made out of gold, a tiny hourglass. He says, I don't know if this is exactly a clockwork amulet. I don't know what that is, to tell you the truth. But if you take this hourglass and break it, you'll release an elemental from within, an air elemental that will, if you concentrate, follow your commands. So what it is basically an elemental gem in the shape of an hourglass, a blue elemental gem.
Oh.
Would anyone else like anything crafted?
Jotaro will accept.
Okay, Jotaro. Go ahead and roll a d8, and we'll re-roll 8s. Going to re-roll. And again. Okay, Jotaro. He begins crafting and crafting and crafting, and pretty soon he's finished a large golden cloak, and he hands it over to you, and it is a cloak of protection.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Would anyone else like something crafted?
Tiny would.
Tiny. Roll a d8, Tiny. Again, as he's crafting, you see these apparitions lurking behind him. You almost feel like they're trying to catch his eye, but of course he's blindfolded. Tiny G, you get an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Hey, now Daniel can't find me. Haha.
You little one,
What?
you look... Well, no. You sound familiar. To Maynard, he says this. Were you ever in Waterdeep?
Yes, I have. You might have seen me in What the Bard Saw. It was a delightfully scandalous farce.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know if I remember that. Maybe you... Did you ever stay in his... any of his... like apartments or anything like that, maybe?
Oh, well,
You were probably
I
down on your
didn't
luck being an actor.
I did have a slow period in my career where I was just working backstage, and I was living in the most terrible hovel.
Is that a euphemism that gigolos use? Working backstage?
Everything's not about reproduction, Rabbit Man. Okay, do you want something? I mean, I think I owe it to you. I probably took advantage of your income being so low.
Well, every coin I could scrape together, it wasn't enough.
Don't take any of these, he says. And you see the piles of gold behind him. I mean, there must be 10, 20,000 pieces of gold here, if not more. But don't take any of these, he says. But I can craft something for you. If you take one of the gold, you'll be cursed like me. I don't do it, whatever you do. So
that makes sense.
You want him to craft something for you?
Sure.
Go for it. Roll D8. Reroll 2. Okay. Okay, he creates a golden bag of holding.
Whoa.
And last but not least is Portia. Would you like anything, Portia?
I would like to know what would happen if we removed the blindfold.
I keep this on to keep the apparitions at bay. They will drain my life if I look upon them. Not until all this gold is gone have I repaid them. And you can see with the items he's made for you, it's made not even a tiny dent in the amount of gold that's in this place.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a long, long way to go.
No, I don't think Portia wants anything that's a result from making a deal with the hag.
Okay, so this is taking place on the map. Here's the cave that you guys were in. So you haven't traveled far from the mists. And it's a long way to the northern part of the forest. With each of these markers being a mile down here, you're looking at 20, 30 miles through the forest. So it could be a couple days trek to get to where you're in even in the area of Little Oak and the Getaway Gang. Oh, that's the name of the gang. It's Will of the Feywild and the Getaway Gang. All right. So, you ready to continue to the north?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Do these symbolize these little clearings with the mushrooms? Are they a thing, or are they just for art?
It might be a thing. You haven't found anything like them yet.
Okay.
Let's see. So you leave Nib behind in Nib's cave. And as you're traveling through the forest, you see a small pack of dogs up ahead. They're surrounding a crudely dug hole in the ground. Looks like they dug the hole themselves. They howl sadly while taking turns solemnly placing items in the hole. Things like gnawed-on bones, an old shoe, things like that. And while they're not placing them in the hole, they're howling. You're some distance away, and they haven't noticed you. You may be 40, 50 feet away. What do you guys want to do? Just a small pack of dogs here.
It looks like it's
Tony, he can't help but help the dogs.
Yeah, my father does love his dogs.
Jotaro would want to try to sneak closer, stay outside and see what it is they're putting in the hole.
Okay. Anyone else want to do any actions?
I feel like Big Blue is kind of like, he's not a death clerk, but he's definitely, he likes people to come to. He's not just about peace between nations. He's also about peace in people's hearts, right? So he feels like, although he doesn't really reside over funerals, he feels like everybody's in sorrow, and I think he's drawn to go help. So instead of sneaky, I think he kind of floats in or flaps in on the wind and gets closer than he should, probably.
Okay. The dogs actually seem to notice you, but don't pay attention to you as they continue on with the ceremony that they are engaged in. Jotaro, make a stealth check.
Can you center me on my character?
Here.
Oh, sorry. I could have just scrolled down. I thought I would be way off. Okay, here we go. Stealth check. That is going to be a 16.
Okay. You get plenty close enough to see that they're putting into a grave various items that dogs might like dog toys and bones and things like that. And in the shallow grave is the body of a dead dog laid out on a reed litter. The howling and the gift giving ends after about a minute, so the time it took you guys to sneak up and for you to float up, Big Blue, and the rest of you, if you want to move up, you can. After which, the dogs start to fill in the hole. They don't pay much attention to you. unless you announce yourselves.
Could I just approach one of the ones that maybe aren't actively filling in, but respectfully and mournfully, and just being like, I guess I'll maybe attempt in both Sylvan and Common if they don't respond to one or the other, but just to be like, it seems that you have lost a comrade. What has happened here? I'm so sorry for your loss.
You said that in Sylvan and Common?
Yeah.
Okay. The dog seems to understand. But it doesn't reply back in Sylvan. It replies back in another language that maybe none of you know. Any of you have a way to comprehend languages at all?
Is it Elvish?
It's not. It's Blink Dog.
They have their
no.
own language?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have speak with animals, but it doesn't sound like that's what I would want because it's an actual language, not just animal.
Mm-hmm. So, even though they don't share a language with you, they're definitely intelligent. Maybe more intelligent than some of you even. And so they can communicate ideas and stuff. What was that?
Is that hurtful?
And they understand Sylvan, so they can nod yes and no answers to questions. And what did you ask again? I forget.
Well, I was trying to identify who had passed away or what had caused the need for this funeral. Those aren't exactly yes or no questions, but maybe if I wasn't getting proper responses, maybe I'd follow up with is Granny Nightshade responsible for this?
The dog solemnly nods its head yes.
Can you lead us to Will of the Feywild?
The dog shakes its head no, but it points in generally the direction you're traveling, towards the northern part of the forest.
Can you help us against Granny Nightshade?
It nods, and it goes over to another member of its pack. And one comes over that can speak Sylvan. And it says, as the rest of the pack is starting to leave, it says, "We cannot help you against Granny Nightshade, but she is the one who killed our companion. Be careful if you get near her place. The scarecrows planted in her garden scream loudly if they spot intruders.
Okay.
I wish you luck."
Thank
And
you.
it starts walking away.
I think we found this out, but I can't remember. That she had a weakness as well, kind of like Bavlorna with Wittershins.
I think it was not remembering the first person that she sees when she wakes up. Unless that was the third hag.
Nope, that was it.
Okay.
Nice. Good job.
Okay, so with the blink dogs gone, you can continue on in your travels towards the north. As you travel a short distance, you come to another weathered wanted poster attached to a tree. This one's a little bit different than the first. It says, "This sorry wretch has stolen from me. Deliver him to me alive and unharmed, and I'll give you back 10 years of your youth." So a slightly different reward than the first one. The first one, if you recall, was you can claim one item of your choice from my workshop.
Jotaro will take this one down.
Okay. All right. And then you continue on north, and you come to a small clearing protected by the thick forest canopy overhead. And in the clearing is a circle of colorful 6-inch tall toadstools. there is a bunch of the red-capped toadstools singing and dancing inside the ring of the other toadstools. They motion for you to come join them. So let me move you guys that map.
What are they doing in the toadstools?
They are dancing. They
Oh.
are singing and dancing in the ring. So the ring is right over down here. How about you guys? Go. Here's the ring. These little red-headed mushrooms, there's a whole bunch of them in here. All singing and dancing, super high-pitched nasal falsetto voices. And they don't seem to be doing anything original. They're just repeating choruses of various different songs over and over, motioning you for you guys to come in and dance with them. Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
We've seen one of these types of mushrooms before, right?
Didn't you have a trip on one?
It was quite a trip, and Jotaro will be going in there and dancing again.
Okay. Big Blue, what do you want to do?
Actually, I just forgot that I took a spell and I want to do it while we're sitting here. I'm gonna cast Aid on who's up north. Tiny G, Portia, and Maynard.
All right, you three. You get to increase your current hit points and your maximum hit points by 5.
So I'll do that because I should have done that a long time ago. That's what I'll do with my little action.
Do you want to go in the circle and dance, or you hang outside?
I think I want to fly around it just
Okay.
lazily.
Portia.
I mean, if I approach the outside of the circle but don't actually go into the circle and try to wave one over, will it come out of the circle?
You can try it. Go ahead and stand there. I'll see what else everyone else is doing first. Tiny, what do you want to do?
I'll float around the circle with
And Maynard.
It's not even a question. I'm going into the circle
It's
and
not a
singing and
question for
dancing.
Maynard. Yeah, so Maynard, make a performance check with advantage, given your background. Oh no.
Ooh, that
Maynard
was
trips an embarrassing fall, twists his ankle. Will be talked about long among the compastries. Jotaro, make a performance check. And Jotaro's an embarrassment as well.
Yeah, he's tripping.
It got 9.
Oh, literally.
Okay, so they laugh and dance and sing and just have a great time. But
Jotaro may be a little bit under the influence by the time he
Right.
started dancing.
one of them comes out to you, Portia, and tries to nudge you into the circle. What do you want to say to it, Portia?
What are you celebrating?
It repeats what you said. What are you celebrating? And then it leads into a song. You've heard some bits of the songs that they're singing, and some are all brand new, but none of them seem to be getting you getting new information. Any of you guys trained in? Let's see here. Here we go. Any of you trained in Arcana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Despite my abysmal intelligence, I am.
So you think that this circle here is a Fey crossing.
Oh.
And you think that if you knew the right ritual to perform, you could transport all the creatures inside the ring to a remote location on a material world of your choice. They might arrive inside a similar fairy ring that is hidden in an elven tomb, or inside the tumbled down ruin of an ancient tower, or something like that. If you are a Fae, you're able to activate it. If you're not a Fae, it'll only activate if exactly 8 creatures are inside the ring. No less and no more than 8 creatures, including the person activating the ring. So, with that knowledge in mind, what do you want to do, Portia?
Well, for anybody that wouldn't know that offhand, I guess I'd try to express it, just so they know. But the fairies and the Herringon in our party are Fae?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Well, the Herringon's not. The fairies are.
Okay. So I guess if we need an emergency exit, one of these would be a place to come.
Yep. If you can figure out how to activate it.
Oh, okay. So it won't automatically work as long as
you don't know exactly the ritual for this particular fairy ring.
Okay.
So, are they all dancing in a particular pattern, or is it random?
There's patterns to it, and patterns to the saying, and yeah.
Oh.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, what if we just pull one of the mushrooms out, and then there'd be 8 in there? Maybe they just needed one more person to.
Oh, so you coax one of them out, and no, they're not doing exactly what it takes to activate the ritual. But thinking along those lines, maybe they are doing some of the things to activate the ritual. So, let's see here. Who's the best of you at Arcana?
Not me.
Portia, what's your bonus?
+5.
I bet no one beats +5. Okay,
Plus
Portia.
0?
With Big Blue's observation, go to make a Arcana check with advantage and see if you can figure out how to activate the circle.
Could I guide her, knowing that she was thinking hard?
Yeah. So, with the guidance, that's 24 on your Arcana check. And that's enough. So it dawns on you how to do the ritual. You must hold a wand or a stick of wood above your head and run in a circle counterclockwise while saying, 3 turns Widdershins and off we go.
Or stick.
So if you ever need to get out of here fast, you can come to these circles, hold a wand or a stick over your head, and run in counterclockwise circles and say 3 turns Widdershins and off we go. And it should take you to another plane.
But we don't know where.
You don't know for sure where.
And each of them could go anywhere. Like they all don't go to the same place, right?
Correct. Yeah, it could go to any plane. You don't know which one it'd go to.
Tom, would we have had the opportunity to purchase a potion of healing before the adventure tonight?
Yeah, but that does bring up one thing. So you're limited on the number of common items and consumable items combined to 3 at your current level. So if you wanted to have started with a potion of healing, you'd have to make sure you only have 2 other common or consumable items.
I thought it was 6 for some reason. But okay, 3.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, you're certainly welcome to if you want. And if you have more than 3 right now, just decide now which ones you're leaving behind for now. With the new way that things work in Adventures League, basically all those items are available to you later if you don't take them now. So don't forget what you had, but you don't have it right now.
Yeah, don't erase them like I did.
Yeah, I have all the records of everything we've done, so I can always send that to you.
Oh, I'm talking about the winter one.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, oh, what did I have? All right.
The for the permanent, the uncommon and above, is it just one we can take or one we can own? Period.
It's one you own. You have access to everything you've ever found.
That's what I meant. So I could still have access to my cloak of protection and my goggles of night, but I only have one per adventure.
Correct.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So fairy ring. Anyone else want to try and dance with the Campastries and do better than Maynard or Jotaro did?
Well,
what-
if I've observed them long enough to confirm that they're not like suddenly charmed or or tripping balls or anything like that, then I would give it a go after a while.
All right. Make
Jotaro
a performance check.
Jotaro is tripping balls, but you have not noticed any difference.
My
Wow.
goodness gracious.
No one's doing good.
No.
Okay. Last chance.
What is it? Is it performance?
Performance. Anyone else want to try?
Yeah, I do, and
Go
I want
for
to
it.
use I want to use my inspiration. Is
Go
it
for-
charisma?
Charisma performance. Yep.
Oh my goodness!
Inspiration
You made
comes
it.
through in the clutch.
That's right.
So you start having visions, and you're really
Yeah.
tripping balls, unlike Jotaro, who's just tripping on the
Yeah.
ground. And you have true seeing for the next 24 hours,
Oh,
like the effect of a true seeing spell.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I can see your true colors.
And Tiny G, do you want to try?
Why not? Boom.
Tiny G, you got true seeing as well. So I'll just post true seeing here for you. Gives the willing creature you touch the ability to see things as they actually are. For the duration, you have true sight. You know a secret door is hidden by magic. You can see into the ethereal plane, all out to a range of 120 feet.
Oh, wow.
And true sight. Let's see if there's a link to that. Yeah, there it is. Monster true sight can, out to a specific range, see normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the monster can see into the ethereal plane within the same range. So, pretty powerful stuff.
Can I take a look at Tiny G and see if he's a magically changed creature to make
Nope.
sure?
All of you are what you appear to be.
So he's not a human that's been shrunk. All right.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Perfect. Well, I shake everybody's hand of the little mushroom folk. You know.
All right.
All right. So
And then you move on. And it's about
Yeah, we-
time for your first rest. You travel for a little bit further, and as you're getting ready to look for a place to have lunch, you see an actual campfire up ahead.
Oh.
There's a cauldron of water that's bubbling over the flames. There's a frying pan that holds melted butter resting on a nearby rock. And there's a single red-capped mushroom, another compastry there. And it sings merrily as it's dipping its cap into the butter.
Is it cooking itself?
No, it's just rubbing the butter on its cap.
Oh. I thought it was cooking itself. I was
Nope.
like, this
The
is
frying
really
pan,
trippy.
yeah, the frying pan's sitting off of the fire on a nearby rock. It's got melted butter in the pan, and the compastry is smearing the melted butter on its cap.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Jotaro is all about this.
Yeah, that's right. And
Hello, friends, it says.
Hello, lunch. I mean, friend.
What are you
Hello.
doing with the frying pan?
Oh, my friend, Croa, asked me to rub some melted butter into my flesh and has promised a hot bath before dinner.
really,
Yeah,
with this friend?
Croa's gathering some firewood. He should be back soon.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I have to ask. Do you not think that your friend plans to eat you and the hot bath is their manner of cooking you?
No. Go and make a persuasion check, Portia.
$16?
Oh,
No, I'm sorry.
You-
15?
you might be right, actually. Maybe I shouldn't stay here when Croa comes back. Maybe I should go.
Can I try to persuade him that Portia's wrong?
Sure.
No, I'm just
Maybe a
I'm not gonna
deception
do that.
check for you, Jotaro.
No, I'm teasing him.
Okay. Well, Croa might be back soon. Maybe we should go now.
Tell us
what-
about him first.
Yes, please.
He's like about your size, pointing to Maynard. Except he's all green.
Oh, and what does he? How does he dress?
Kind of shabby. Not as nice as you, that's for sure.
Maynard beams.
How long have you known this person?
We just met, but we became fast friends.
Of course.
Maybe you could be our friend now.
Yeah, I like that.
Can you hang out in this hood and be quiet?
Yeah, sure.
I guess.
Your
The-
insight tells you that's probably not true.
Maybe we can just relocate him before we need to be quiet.
We could hide him in my mouth.
Yeah. So what I'm going to need you to do is rub this seasoning salt into your arms.
These things are like sentient. I'm really worried.
In the Feywild, everything's sentient. If you didn't eat sentient things, you'd go
you
hungry.
can't let that.
Yeah, you can't let
Infect your
that starve
morals.
you.
We do not eat our
Says the-
friends, no matter
says the
how
talking
delicious
rabbit.
they look.
This is a talking
The
rabbit.
talking rabbit who smells like sage.
Well, how
So
about
you-
you just
so you
run
want-
off in?
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
let's have him run off into the woods
Okay.
and.
All right. I hope I find someone else as nice as you again. And off he goes. Do you want to hang out for his friend to come back or move on?
We do.
You
Yeah.
Let's hang around.
do? All right. You hear the whistling first.
Yeah, maybe we hide though. Like,
Oh, you hide. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, you hear the whistling first. And then you see a little goblin carrying a whole armful of firewood come back into the clearing where the fire is and stacks up the firewood and then sees that Campastori's not there and starts looking all around for it. And you can hear him muttering under his breath and cursing to himself. And then he starts to look around like he's looking for tracks. Do you guys want to let him keep searching for tracks, or you want to come out?
What does he look like?
He's a
Like
goblin.
he's a goblin. Okay.
He's a goblin. He's like wearing normal goblin gear, including a rusty old scimitar, bunch of firewood. He's got a big backpack on his back, and you see some like candy poking out of one of the pouches of the backpack.
Andy.
Candy, yeah.
Nose candy?
No.
I'm really starting to get worried.
Jataro's going to need an intervention here pretty soon.
Oh, good lord.
Jataro will call out
Okay.
from his hiding spot.
Okay.
Hello, the campfire.
What was that?
Hello, stranger, hopefully friend. May we approach in peace.
Yeah.
And I'll
we
step
come out
out.
staggered like,
Okay.
hello.
My, there's a lot of you. You haven't seen a little mushroom around, have you?
We saw some mushrooms, but they all left.
Oh,
And that was back in the forest.
There's a big
man.
fairy ring of them.
They're so tasty.
Yes, they are.
Not very bright either.
No, they're not.
No. What's
Tell
your
us,
name?
I am Jotaro of the
Jotaro.
Sealy Court.
Well, man, I'm Kurowa. I'm just, I was out looking for mushrooms, obviously, and I found one. I was going to cook it up real nice with all sorts of butter and herbs and stuff. You can see salivating a little bit as he's talking. I guess I'll have to make do with some candy. You want some candy? He pulls out some candy out of his backpack and hands you a piece if you like some.
What price do you ask for your candy?
What are you willing to offer?
I will get back to you on that. Let me check out my character sheet here.
Well, here, take the candy. So, what are you all doing here? I haven't seen you before.
We are looking into the disappearance of Zybilna. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know what happened to her, but I know ever since she disappeared, Granny Nightshade appeared.
Oh, she wasn't here the whole time?
Oh, no. No, she's new here.
Oh.
Are you pleased with her ruling and presence, or did you like the way it was before?
I like the candy that they sell there at Loom Lurch. That's where she lives, Loom Lurch. They have a little goblin market there that sells all sorts of candy. He shows you the various different kinds that he has.
How much?
There's a goblin there with a toffee apple head who's in charge. I forget what his name was.
His head is made of...
Yeah, he's got like a toffee apple on his head.
Would you accept a fun little dance I learned from the mushrooms in exchange for the candy?
That seems fair.
I do the Campanesti dance.
Okay. He laughs at that. He shares more with you all. He says, Granny Nightshade, she has gathered together a bunch of children, like your size, pointing to Maynard and Big Blue and Tiny G. They work in her toy shop. And the strangest thing, she's got a big key that protrudes from her back, like she's a big wind-up toy herself.
Really?
Yeah.
How bizarre.
It is.
Have you ever seen her need to actually be wound?
No, but so now you mentioned the key seems to spin like it's winding down. You would think it'd eventually run out.
Mm-hmm.
So he shares his lunch with you, and now would be a good time to do your reading if you want, Portia.
Oh, sure.
He doesn't have a whole lot more to share about this place that you already know.
Is he going to let us take a short rest here?
Yep, you can take a short rest here.
So I would like to attune to my cloak of protection and essentially store away my goggles of night. Is that acceptable?
You can use them both during the adventure.
Okay. Well, then I will.
Yeah, when you find stuff in the adventure, you can use it until the end of the adventure.
So Jotaro will have his cloak of protection on and have a +1 to his AC.
Got it.
So when we're taking the short rest, I feel like I reach into my pouch and take off a few mushroom arms that I may have slipped off of the little mushroom people and take them, and I am going to take my holy symbol, and which is a waterfall, and I will hold it up, and I will cast 2nd level spell and get an omen, because I want to be just like Portia.
Nice. Okay. So once you start, Portia, and then Big Blue, your augury, you know, is pretty short duration. So think about what course of action you're going to ask about. Go ahead, Portia.
Sure. Okay, so let's see here. The first card, it represents us as a party, and it is that it Oh, whoops! I was almost reading the wrong one. It is a card that represents justice and the revenge against great wrongs, which and the and the quest to rid the world of great evil. So be assured that us coming together is along the path of justice. Let's see, this one represents the past that we're made in. I almost feel like we got this one here before, but this represents a sudden reversal of fate. I think it represents here, given our past, the unexpected turns that we encountered in order to bring us together along this adventure. The next card represents our present situation. This card, the Berserker, it represents a barbaric side of warfare, a sense of bloodlust. I worry that maybe, even though this dimension Thither seems much nicer visually than Hither was, maybe we are going to be encountering even more bloodthirsty enemies. This one is going to be the future. The return of an old enemy, or the discovery of a secret buried long ago. I know that some of the lost things that were found in our party in Hither was only some of us. There are others that are still missing things. Maybe this is a sign that they are not too far off now. Oops. Oh my god. I did the wrong thing. Can I undo that? No, I can't.
I see it. Let's see here.
Oh, good.
I can drag it out. No.
I took it somehow. What does that mean?
It's like
if I just...
on your deck.
Oh, I see. Maybe I can just pull up. Yeah, there we go. Phew. Phew! And the Tempter. This represents the route that we will encounter on the way to this future. It warns of being led astray by temptation or foolishness. So I think maybe this is a sign that as we try to reach the hag, to not be led astray by any tricks.
All right. As you're doing that, those of you with true sight, being, I think, Tiny G and Big Blue, just as Portia's scooping up the cards, you see on the ghost card the image change in form to look like the hag Bavlorna. And then the image on the Tempter card look like a... let's see if I can describe it for you here. An old woman with a wind-up key between her hunched shoulders. It's rotating quickly. She turns and looks at you, and the key slows down and then stops, and then you hear an evil cackle as the card is taken away.
Randy.
All right. That's that. Do your short rest, and then we'll proceed on.
Did anybody plan to use hit dice? Did anyone get damaged yet?
Nope.
Okay.
That's
Dryad,
good.
probably.
Dryad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can draw the cards away, and you finish your short rest, and then continue on that day to the north. As you're traveling through the forest, an aged centaur comes into view between the trees and approaches toward you. He's very elderly, and he moves slowly with a limp. He says, "This realm is fading," as he comes to a stop in front of you.
What do you mean, grandfather?
Something terrible has happened. This forest is dying. The rest of my clan got away before the mists circled the land. I don't know why it's happening. I think whatever's in Loomlurch is to do with it. There is a unicorn at the Wayward pool, which may know why and how to fix it.
Where is the Wayward pool?
No one can approach but a unicorn. It's in the center of the forest. There is a gang of kids who I think have found a way to sneak into the pool. If you find them, they might be able to help you.
Is the same kids who snuck in and out of Thither? Or
The
Where was
getaway
it?
gang?
Yes, the Getaway Gang. That's its name.
So, what's your story other than your clan disappearing or getting away and you not getting away?
When the evil befell the forest, I was too slow to flee, and I'm stuck here.
No.
Unless something can be done to return the forest to its youth, I'm afraid I will die in this land.
Well, you're going to probably die even if we return the youth, right?
We brought the good news, Bear.
I mean, time is kind of something you can't. Yeah, but we're gonna fix that. I mean, that's our whole mission here.
Okay.
I mean, stop by when things start growing back. Growing back, just come because we'll be at the source of the cure.
Well,
And then you'll owe us your life.
Yeah, we're like a planet. What was
Good.
that guy named? Captain Planet. That's us.
he's a hero.
We're like the Captain Planet that from Funny or Die. Did you ever see that with?
No.
Oh God, it's great with what's his name? The actor who plays War Machine in Marvel. What's that actor's name? That plays War Machine, Rhodey. Not
Don
Terrence
Cheadle?
Howard, but the Don Cheadle. Yes, Don Cheadle is Captain Planet, and he comes across as this like. It's hilarious. He turns into a psychopath, and it's hilarious. So if you get a minute, watch the Funny or Die Captain Planet skit. It's great.
the old
That will be us.
the old unicorn. The old centaur leaves you, and you continue on in your trek. You come to another wanted poster. It says, "This little troublemaker belongs to me. Bring him home alive and unharmed, and you'll win the heart of one you love."
Somebody else should take that poster.
I mean, I am happy to remove it from the tree. This will in no way tempt me, so do not worry.
Are the ones in these posters, are these kids?
It's the same kid.
It's always this kid. Wanted, Will
Oh,
of the
okay.
Feywild. Looks to have a
So-
wild set of hair.
So I plan on getting. What was that? So we've got one item from the workshop. 14. Was it 14 years back of your life?
10 years of your youth.
Oh, yeah, 10 years of your youth. That's right.
Got another one that's
And-
the heart of one you love, and another one that's an item from the workshop.
All right. So I have the 10 years of your youth poster.
Yep. As you're
I'll,
reading that poster, you notice some sounds like kids playing. You look through the trees and you can see, up ahead, a small group of children frolicking around a leafy oak tree. Their gleeful yelps carry through the forest. You see painted swings dangling from the tree's branches, and nestled in its crown is a ramshackle treehouse. And with that, we'll take our first break. So it's 9:15 right now. So let's come back at 30 after the hour.
Hey, Tom, real fast, I had a question. How do I add a character I've already created that's not assigned to a campaign to your campaign?
I think, good question.
As I have not been able to figure that out.
I'll have to take a look.
Okay.
All right, break till 30 after, everyone. Okay, all of you back. So, you see up ahead a small group of children frolicking around a leafy oak tree, just having a grand old time. They haven't noticed you. There are 3 kids there, and there's also a small little black kitten that they're playing with. The kitten, though, looks like he's got 6 legs and tentacles coming out of his back. So a 6-legged black kitten.
Get out the toy ball. Toy ball.
Do you
that
have
we got
that,
from the Witchlight? I thought we did.
Someone took it, yeah, for sure. Anyone else have
Yes.
it specifically? If not, Jataro, you can take it out.
Oh, I'm not saying Jatara would have it, but I just knew one of us did.
Okay. Okay, so
Sure.
they have not seen you yet. What do you guys want to do?
I think one of us take up the toy ball and kind of say, hey, we're here friendly. That little Tyke's mom sent us.
You want to do that, Jataro?
Yeah,
All
Jataro
right,
will do that.
Jataro, you go forward and you see the little kids. They stop playing. The kitten sees the toy mirror ball and leaps towards it excitedly. And then a kid pokes his head out of the treehouse. So there's 3 kids on the ground. The kids on the ground are boisterous male dwarf growing his first whiskers, 8 years old, a sarcastic ginger-haired female wood elf, 9 years old, and a tenacious female orc, 8 years old. And the one sticking his head out of the treehouse looks to be the same one in all the wanted posters, maybe 11 years old. And he says, as you guys approach his friends and the kitten, he says, "Stand down or face merry hell."
We mean you no harm.
Stay there, he says, and he starts climbing down from the treehouse. Let's see here.
Jatara will toss the ball to the kitten, but not take any steps further.
Okay. Disturbingly big blue and tiny G. This individual that's climbing down from the treehouse, who appears to be an 11-year-old boy, is not an 11-year-old boy. Is actually an ogre magi.
Wow.
Transformed, shape-shifted into the form of a little 11-year-old boy. He comes down to the ground level and approaches your group, chest puffed out, like he's all brave and something. And he says, I am Will of the Feywild. Who are you?
I am Jatara of the Sealy Court, and I think we have an enemy in common.
If you speak of the hag, we do.
Indeed, I do speak of the hag.
Well, you can come and join us then. There's more children than these being held captive in the workshop. Granny Nightshade imprisons her most hated enemies there as well. They're in a cell in her kitchen. One of the little kids says, they should go to the unicorn. And Will says, yeah. That might be. That's unicorn's kind of a goody two shoes though. Doesn't do much. But and he turns to you all. You should pay a visit to the Wayward Pool and seek out the unicorn Lamorna before you head to Loom Lurch.
We were told that only unicorns can approach, but that you may have figured out a way around that.
Well, that's true. Hey, Zenor, why don't you go and get the costume? So Zenor goes to the tree and starts climbing up and
Oh no.
comes back with a costume. Let's see if I have a picture of it here. So
I'm picturing the
costume
ones that have a person in front and a person in back.
It's a crude unicorn costume under which the kids can hide. And and they hand you also a piece of wood that they've carved to look like a unicorn horn. And the kids say, this works, really. The pool doesn't know any better. As long as you look like unicorn, you can get close to the pool. There's a small island there.
I thought it was managing to fool the other unicorn, and I was like, yikes!
There's a small island in the middle of the lake, and there's an iron bowl that's filled with coals there. You can summon the unicorn by lighting a fire in that bowl. The unicorn will be able to tell you what's going on and what we can do to fix it.
Sounds good.
After you talk to the unicorn, come back here. I think we should, this is Will talking, I think we should devise a plan to get the rest of the kids out of there. What do you say?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea.
Well, it's getting dark now. You shouldn't travel to the pool at night. You can stay with us if you want.
That also sounds good.
Yeah.
Can I do an inside check on like?
Yeah, everyone go to roll an insight
whether
check.
there's
This will be for anything that might be coming up in the adventure. Not necessarily these
No,
guys.
Jatara's good.
Yeah, you are.
all right.
Hey.
Sounds good.
Oh, Tiny G.
Nothing
Tiny.
gets past a Gazoni.
Nope. Except another Grisoni. Okay, here's the treehouse here. You guys are on the treehouse map.
It was big.
So they
Wow.
take you up to the treehouse. The floor is covered with blankets and cushions and piles of straw. And hanging from the 6-foot-high ceiling by a rope is a basket that holds apples and berries and sugar cane and a few crumpled up sheets of parchment. You also
Well, what
see.
did
Oh, go ahead.
what does the parchment say?
Well, they say they're wanted posters. One says, "Deliver this rascal alive and unharmed. As payment, I offer you the power to bring the dead back to life." The other one says, "This rapscallion vexes me. Deliver him to me alive and unharmed, and I'll curse one creature whom you name."
Oh, seems fair.
And lastly, "How dare this ragamuffin defy me? Bring him to me alive and unharmed, and I'll grant you a loyal servant."
Ooh.
And it's all will.
It's all Will of the Feywild. Wanted Will of the Feywild, yep. Who is this 11-year-old boy? Who Tiny G and Big Blue see is actually an ogre magi.
Would I know what an ogre magi is?
Yeah, you would have heard of them.
All right.
Does I mean, not that I would know, but for their context, does the ogre magi? I'm sorry, maybe you already said this, but does he look like older, or does he also look like an 11-year-old ogre
Oh, no,
magi?
he's big. He's like, 9 feet tall. And,
Ancient.
purple skin. Let's see, I might have a mini for him here. Let's see. Yeah, purple skin and horns and tattoos. He's crazy different looking than this boy. Let's see here. Also, in one corner, lying on a cushion, you see a rusty oil can that looks out of place. So you see the wanted posters, and there's this rusty oil can.
The oil can, is that True Sight lend anything from that?
No, it is actually a rusty oil can. However, You see it has eyes.
Oh, hey.
That function?
Yeah, they open up as you get close.
You talk?
I can talk, he says, in common.
Wow.
My name is Squirt. Squirt the oil can. What's your name?
You most certainly are.
My name's Maynard.
Hi, Maynard. Maybe you can help me, and maybe I can help you. You see, I'm all out of oil, and I need to get some more.
Does it need to be a specific kind? I do have some.
My name
on
is
me.
Squirt, not it.
Squirt. Do you require a specific kind of oil?
I do. I need boggle oil.
Boggle oil.
There's boggles in Loom Lurch. Granny Nightshade uses them to scare the kids.
What do they look like?
They look like little kids, only really old.
Ooh,
Ugh.
seems like a nightmare I've had.
Where are these boggles, did you
They're
say?
all named Damien.
They're in Loom Lurch, which is where Granny Nightshade lives and where all the kids are held captive.
Oh, where does she
Right.
get these kids from?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tonight.
It's easy to get a kid. If you want a kid,
Tonight
I can
on
get
60
you a
Minutes.
kid tomorrow by 4 o'clock. Don't ask how.
Don't want to know.
Will says, the Rabbit Man's not lying. She has enforcers that take the kids from different planes and bring them here.
Mm. How long has she been here?
It's time passes different here than it does, so it seems
that's
like
true.
a long time, but I don't know how long it's been in your realm.
Probably a day or two. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, well, we can definitely do that. We're going there, because we have a bone to pick with Granny Nightshade. So, is there anything, Big Will? Is there anything you can tell us? I mean, you were able to sneak in there and free some of the kids. Is there anything you can tell us?
Why don't you go and talk to the unicorns and see if they have any info for you, but then come back here, because I think we should make a plan to spring the rest of the kids out. I think you can help me.
Yep, I think we can too. So we'll talk to the unicorns. Because they seem like a reliable source of information.
I don't know about reliable. Little goody two-shoes, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Oh.
I think they know a lot, but they don't do anything.
It might be like the Illuminati, you know? Maintain balance. All right, do they speak any special languages? Like, can we speak to them like in the same language we're talking to you, or?
Yeah, they should be able to speak common. I think they can even communicate telepathically with you.
Okay, that'd be cool. All right, well, but you said it's not a good time to go right now?
Yeah, you should stay here for the night.
Okay. I mean, I'm cool with that, unless anybody else has any objections.
Nope.
I'm happy to do so.
So that night passes safely and uneventfully. You guys get a long rest.
Yeah.
The next morning, you set off through the forest to the wayward pool, following the directions that Will gives you.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
I know I don't have the token set up for it, but I'm gonna switch out augury for silence.
Got it.
S'il vous plaît.
All right, everyone. And you might have silence on your token. Maybe.
Oh.
What I normally do when I replace spells. Let's see if I have it. So if you shift click on your token,
What?
or shift double click on your token, it brings up all your attributes and abilities. And I just normally uncheck spells that you don't have memorized. So let me see if I have silence still there. No, that's not the case this time.
Alright.
Are you
Okay.
gonna re-up aid?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The next day, you set out toward the wayward pool. After you've traveled for a little bit, you come to a trail. It crosses The path you're taking, monstrous claw prints you find on the forest floor, trees uprooted and smashed. Whatever creature left the trail was clearly enormous, as each print spans 3 feet from heel to toe.
More.
It, like I said, it crosses the path you're following. So, do you want to keep on the path you were following, or follow these tracks? And any of you with a nature skill can roll a nature check. No
How about
bonuses or anything.
Jack of all trades nature skill?
Sure, go ahead.
Man, I have just been rolling great today.
18 for you, Jotaro. If it's related to the forest, right?
That is correct.
Forest got a lot less. Okay, Jotaro. This creature is some sort of dragon-like creature. Whatever it was that came through these woods. So follow the trail or continue toward the wayward pool.
I say stay on task, wayward pool.
I agree.
Agreed.
Okay. A short distance past the trail, you come to another wanted poster. Wanted Will of the Feywild, bring me this imp alive and unharmed, and I'll bury you up to your neck in silver.
And Will is still with us?
No. The whole
okay.
getaway gang stayed at the treehouse. They asked you to come back to the treehouse after you've talked to the unicorns, and they will formulate a plan to get the kids out of Loomlurch.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, what is this? Yeah, I think I'll take it.
Okay.
I mean, unless somebody else wants it. Takers?
No,
No.
All right.
A short
I'm happy with
distance.
them.
A short distance later, the tracks again cross of the giant dragon-like creature. But here in the clearing is a strange sight. Let me get your guys' tokens. Be up to the first map I had. Okay, so let's say you're traveling from the top of the map to the bottom again. Lead person about here on the map. As you clear the trees, you see
A bear owl.
a bear owl. You see a chariot hitched to an owl bear. The chariot is elven in craftsmanship, but damaged badly and old as well. There's some specks of blood there on the chariot. Like whoever it was is gone, probably taken by that dragon creature. The owl bear is got its eyes kind of rolled back, like it is completely afraid, and it sees you and immediately charges at you. So roll initiative, everyone.
Ah!
All right. First person to act is Maynard. The owlbear's charging towards Jotaro. Maynard, what do you want to do?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move.
And behind the owlbear is the chariot. I don't have a token for that. Here, I'll use this. Consider this D20 play token the chariot. Oh, maybe not. There we go. So that's the chariot behind the owlbear.
Product placement.
I'm gonna move and then dash and try and jump in the chariot and
All
grab
right.
the reins.
And what?
And grab the reins.
All right.
Is-
You do. You moved. You dashed. Do you have an action left?
yeah, I would have an action left.
You can make an animal handling check with your action. See if you can
I'm
rein
gonna
in this
use my-
owlbear.
inspiration on that.
I don't think you have it.
Oh, well,
Because you haven't found your lost thing yet.
true. Good point. So that's a 12.
12.
plus
Okay. Try
nothing.
as you might, you're not able to hold back the owlbear. After Maynard, Jotaro.
All right, Jotaro is going to run up there and try to do animal handling.
You just
So
run
he'll-
right up to the face of the owlbear and try it? Okay. With
Yeah,
disadvantage. With disadvantage, make an animal handling check.
Well, if I get around to the chariot, am I able to do a better?
I don't know. Are you going to do it?
Well, I wasn't done moving.
Okay.
Okay, I can get to there, and then I'm going to rabbit hop to here,
Okay.
and
So
then
not quite
I
in
will.
the chariot yet.
But I'm. Well, anyways, I'll try it from there.
You try it? Okay. Going to make a check. Disadvantage.
Damn it,
Oh.
man!
You do not restrain it. After Jotaro, Big Blue.
I'm gonna use the command spell and tell it to halt in Elvish.
In Elvish, halt. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. 14 Wisdom save. You think in Elvish that might be a command it knows, given it appears to be
It's got
trained,
an Elvish.
and it's an Elven chariot.
Elven
and so
chariot.
it's Wisdom save,
200 IQ.
but it does not stop.
Oh. Not 200 IQ. So I'll just stay behind Tiny G.
Tiny.
I'm gonna. In Jotaro, you're trying to stop it?
He is.
Are you
He's trying to rein it
avoid
in.
Okay.
So is Maynard. To no
Okay,
luck.
I will also try and get on over there and. Can I move 6?
All right. Animal handling with disadvantage.
Yep. Do. Boop. Ha
Portia, your turn.
Whacking it.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute.
Can I just come to here and cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on it?
Go for it. Click the button.
I'm finding it. There it
Intelligence
is.
4 minus immune. And it's a wisdom save to negate. So either it's immune or it made it
Jesus.
save. You're not sure which.
Okay.
All right. After Portia, the owlbear. So the owlbear is insane with fear and is attacking one of you three randomly. Go D6. So it's going to be Tiny G. Multi-attack and Tiny G. First with its beak. 19 to hit for 13 piercing.
Yep.
Then its claws. 16 to hit for 18 slashing.
What? Also, ow.
It's done. Round's over. Maynard, your turn.
Maynard now has a sense of how these reins work and is going to try and handle this beast.
Maynard reins the creature in. It still seems a little dangerous, Tiny and Jotaro. You probably want to withdraw to get away from it, but it's not going anywhere with Maynard controlling it now. And we'll come out of initiative. So you guys have this owlbear reined in. Maynard's controlling it and the chariot. What do you guys want to do?
I want to look in the chariot. Is there any sign of what happened, who was in it, or what happened to them?
Yeah, it looks like whoever was here was killed pretty gruesomely. There's blood all over the inside of the chariot.
Oh.
But the creature's gone. So maybe that dragon thing came and took it away.
So,
Look-
Maynard, you're feeling confident that you could drive that thing?
Yes, absolutely. But that beast has me worried. I learned a lot about beasts of colossal size from my part in Tarask Do Tell, and I don't know what it is, but it's big.
This creature, the harness you find in engraving. It looks like the branch of a tree. You can make a nature check to see if you can identify, if you're trained in nature, to see if you identify what kind of tree is engraved in the harness.
That's going to be a
16.
16.
Yeah, Jotaro. It's a juniper tree.
The thing and see if his name is Juniper.
You do that, Big Blue?
Well, I'll say in Elvish, I'll say Juniper? Question mark?
The thing turns and looks at you when you say its name.
Oh, what he got.
How many years, Tom, did it take for you to get a pet owlbear?
I've never had my own pet owlbear.
Well, I will. All right. Well, I will just pet it and see if it bites me.
It seems docile enough, but you imagine it will eat a lot. You guys are gonna have to come up with probably 8 to 10 pounds worth of meat for it to eat every day to keep it. You think?
Okay.
So that's a lot of pastries.
Well, we got Jotaro, right? I mean, he's a hunter. Well, no, we're not going to feed Jotaro to him. No, I meant like he's a hunter. He's
right.
Jotaro would understand if you did, though. I mean, that's the nature of the Feywild.
Oh.
We're all sentient.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you got your owlbear. And any of you trained in land vehicles for driving the chariot through the forest?
No.
Are they anything like a dulcimer?
Not exactly. A chariot doesn't seem to be the best vehicle for traveling through the forest. It'll actually probably slow you down a little bit. You could unhitch the owlbear and see if it will just follow you, or you can go slow in the chariot through the forest. Or we can leave the chariot and owlbear somewhere safe.
I say we cut loose Juniper and
Agreed.
keep on our way.
And
All right.
just take the chariot?
Well,
Yeah, who's pulling it?
Tiny, clearly.
Okay, so you're going to cut loose Juniper, and Juniper will follow you for a while, unless you kind of shoo Juniper away.
No. Heck no.
Juniper will eat one of you eventually if you don't give it food.
We will give it food.
Okay.
Let's keep an eye out for something that's about 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So Juniper is following you.
Like a neutral unicorn. This will end so well.
For the
As you-
dragon thing.
As you follow or you make your way toward the wayward pool, let's see what else we got here. Okay. So you're nearing the wayward pool when the next encounter takes place. Guys here. You're traveling north to south again. And your lead person is just coming through the trees right here when you get a view of something interesting. Juniper will be behind you wherever you guys are traveling. So put your lead person like right where I'm pinging. You see a gigantic gnarled oak tree ahead. Its bark is shriveled and its leaves are brown and falling off. There's a thick carpet of dead leaves surrounding the tree. There's 3 rusty sickles lying among the leaves. Standing next to each of these is a bleating goat. So, goats.
Is our true sight still up? Or did that...
Yeah, it would be still up. It was like after around noon the previous day when you got it.
Okay.
So these 3 goats are actually polymorphed red
Yeah.
caps. So a red cap
Oh.
looks like, I'll put it right there.
Ah.
In the tree, you just make out, the ones of you that are good perception-wise, Jotaro and Big Blue, some tiny houses up in that tree, that old dying tree. They're made of woven twigs, and they're nestled among the boughs. There's squirrels darting nervously around the wee domiciles up there.
Oh.
With your true sight, you see pixies flying around in the tree and watching you guys as you approach. They're invisible, so only those of you with true sight can see them.
Alright.
All right.
Now, do they speak Sylvan, or do they have their own language?
Pixies, probably Sylvan.
Okay. Well, I'll say, let me guess. The red caps came to attack you, and then you polymorphed them after your arrows did little to them?
In a very faint voice, yelling from the tree, yes, it is as you say. They are very dangerous, the red caps. Be careful.
So did this happen a lot, or is this the first time? I mean, who did they work for? Granny Nightshade, or I mean, I feel like everything bad here is tied to her. I mean, what are they here for? You?
I think they're here for us. Make sure you don't slay the goats, because they'll transform back into the red caps.
Oh.
What
Yeah.
if they're eaten?
What are eaten?
The red
goats?
caps?
Like swallowed whole
Yeah,
as the
like-
goat.
Oh, I don't know what would happen.
All
Well,
right.
Juniper.
Juniper
Dinner.
goes lumbering through the
Din.
trees,
Juniper.
crashes
Dylan,
on,
only eats one.
comes
Yeah.
charging towards the first goat, and
PG-13
the goat's
turns
bleeding.
R.
Yeah, turn to R. It's gonna get bloody real quick here. The thing bites into the first goat, tearing a huge chunk out of it. But then the goat turns into the red cap, and everyone roll initiative.
Yeah.
See what it's going to do with its beak. Holy cow, crit it for 16 damage. That's
Hey, go.
enough to kill the goat and do another 12 to the red cap.
Ooh, the red caps are strong.
Everyone roll initiative. There.
Yeah, but just don't attack another goat.
Yeah.
Do keep eating the red cap. Don't eat any other goats.
Did you guys all give yourselves the temp?
What
Um,
temps?
Empty
Was
points?
it only certain people or was it everybody?
No, I only can do 3. So I think it was Maynard, Portia, and
If it's-
Tiny.
Since
If it's 8, it's not temporary hit points. It's max. Your permanent hit points are increased by 5.
Oh, is that what
Oh,
it is?
so you could heal back up to that number while it's in effect.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Maynard, you're first.
Vichara, you always stay back, so that's why I got them.
No, you are good. Yeah, absolutely. No worries.
Okay, Maynard's gonna run up by the red cap with my buddy Juniper. I am going to spear it with my rapier, which seems a little weird, but that's what I'm gonna do. 13 to hit,
You missed with the 13.
but that's just half of it. Here comes my +1 dagger.
That hit.
And sneak attack if the owlbear counts as my ally.
It does, yeah.
All right. So what's that? 9 points of
Got it.
damage.
Okay, Jotaro, your turn.
I'm gonna disengage.
Jotaro's going to Hunter's Mark the red cap and shoot it. But that's only going to be a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
And then he's going to move.
Tiny G.
3, 4, 5, 6. I'll move to there and dodge.
Redcap's turn. Well, everyone's gone from the Redcap except the owlbear. It's going to take a multi-attack on the owlbear with its wicked sickle 3 times. It cuts at your juniper. 18 is a hit. 9's a miss. 19's a hit for 8 and 6, 14 points damage to juniper. Redcap's done. Portia, your turn.
Alrighty, I will viciously mock the red cap from here. Though it's more of like just drawing a card and then a spirit comes out of the card and goes and whispers in its ear. Where is that? There it is.
All right.
Man, everybody's
It shakes
beating
it
the wisdom
off.
safe.
The owlbear tries to take another bite into the red cap. Hit for 13. And hit for 14. 27 points damage. Finishes the red cap. And then it eats the red cap after killing it.
Good job, Juniper.
All right.
Yep.
Out of combat.
Wait, now is he still hungry? Does Juniper look like he's still hungry?
You think Juniper could probably eat more than that?
Like, is he going to want to eat more of that?
Oh, no. No, that was more than 10 pounds of meat.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Then let's just take the other 2 goats with us.
How long does polymorph last?
An
The
hour.
pixie says about 10 more minutes.
Okay. Well, in that case, Juniper, it's hibernation mode. Let's take out these other 2.
Okay. Alrighty.
One at a time.
Albert's done.
Yeah.
Big Blue, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna move forward and on Maynard and Tiny G. I'm going
Nice.
to create the bond, and so we are gonna attack the next goat.
Yeah.
Okay, and then bonus action, spiritual weapon. Right there. And can I hold that action until the first person attacks the goat?
You cast it. You can attack or not. Your choice.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Big Blue is done. Round is over. Let's roll initiative for the goats. And then Maynard, go ahead.
Okay, Maynard's gonna attack the next goat. Here comes a rapier swipe. 18 to hit.
Hit.
For 9 damage.
9. Okay, so that kills the goat and carries 5 over to the red cap. Goat turns into a red cap.
And then follow up with the dagger strike.
That's a hit.
21 to hit for a massive 2 points of damage.
2. Got it. After Maynard, Jotaro.
All right. Bonus action. Transfer my. I'll move first. Thanks. So there. Bonus action. Transfer my hunter's mark to the red cap and take a shot. 19 for 15.
Hit for 15. Got it. And then Jotaro's done. Tiny G, your turn.
I'm gonna move up to the cap guy and let's take a swing at him with the battle axe. There's a 22 hit
Yes.
for 14.
14. Got it. And then the goat's going to charge at you, Tiny G.
Oh no!
Head down. I think it moved far enough to actually truly charge. Did not, so it's regular attack. With a ram. 13 missed you. Portia, your turn.
Yep.
Ready? Come up a little bit closer and attempt it again. See how it goes.
Vicious Mockery. Got him that time for 4 points of psychic.
Hey.
And disadvantage on this attack. And then the owlbear is going to rush forward. Beak attack on him. Finishes him off. And then Big Blue, your turn.
All right, I'm going to move here. All right, as my primary action, I'm going to... Oh, I feel like I'm using all my spells. I'm going to do nothing. With my primary action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon over here and attack. Can I just hit the button again? Is that what happens?
Yeah, hit the spell button again.
12
That
misses. Okay, it's a goat. Yeah, that's
Goat.
right. Yeah, for
That-
5.
Turns the goat back into a red cap.
And then as my primary action, because that was, I can cast a spell, right? I mean, a thing, right? A cantrip.
Yep.
Right. So
You can
I
do a
will.
full-on spell. That was a bonus action to make that attack, and it wasn't casting a spell, so you can do a full-on spell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do Toll the Dead. I'm gonna save it just in case. So if I can find that icon, that's what I'm gonna click, just so you know.
Toll the Dead. Wisdom
Yep.
save. Failed it. Took 12 points of necrotic. And then
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Maynard.
One more red cap, huh?
One more red cap.
Okay. Take that.
Ooh, that's a hit.
16 to hit for 20 points of damage.
Got it. And then Chitaro.
Well, I got a second attack.
Oh, no.
25 for another
a hit.
4.
Got it. Chitaro.
Bonus action, transfer Hunter's Mark. And longbow.
That's a hit.
19 for 12.
You kill the last of the red caps. The red caps are all dead, leaving you there with the pixies. Pixies come down and flit around you. They're very curious about Tiny G and Maynard about how they can see them. They say their names are Amaryllis, Kaluna, and Xenia. And they live here in the tree, and the redcaps were coming to kill them. There's been more and more redcaps. They started appearing when Granny Nightshade took over the forest. Like their creator, these redcaps appear to have no redeeming qualities. They grow in a garden near Granny Nightshade's lair.
Oh no.
Her lair is inside a fallen tree that spans a ravine. The pixies start telling you where and how far, but all their descriptions are different, and they can't agree on who's right. But generally you get the sense that it's to the west. Some distance.
Oh.
The
Is
garden
it-
is west from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know about the unicorn Lamorna?
Yes, Lamorna used to have a mate, but something has happened to them.
Oh no. Sad
Oh.
stories after
Mhm.
one after another. All right. Well,
All right.
What's wrong with your tree?
Our tree's dying. It has to do with Granny Nightshade, I'm afraid. We don't know how to fix it either. Maybe if
Is there
Granny
anything you
Nightshade could be driven out of this realm, it might get better.
Is there anything that you have that could help us drive Granny Nightshade away?
We have some friends. They're a little bit more adventurous than us and get out into the wild more. They even go to different planes sometimes. Their names are Spider Lily and Cowslip and Maple. If you meet them, they might be able to give you some sort of help, but we don't have anything really that we can share because we don't go adventuring like they do.
Do you know where they could be found?
No, they're all over the place. Maybe they'll
They
find
are
you.
they are also pixies?
They are.
We will look forward to meeting them.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
All right.
Any more companions on this quest of ours would be awesome.
Do you know anything about the giant dragon-footed creature?
They draw a breath sharply in. They say, "Did you see a dragon? Was it green with a really long, spindly neck?"
Is there a green dragon with a really long, spindly neck in this area?
It's not a dragon, though.
What is it?
Does it rhyme with Wabberyaki?
It's a Jabberwock. You're right.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Where's your Vorpal blade?
We should probably avoid that, since we don't have a Vorpal blade.
Well,
Snickety snack.
You remember one of your readings, Portia, you had a vision of a creature that matches the description the pixies give you.
no.
You can look back at the first adventure to see what that was exactly.
Okay.
The adventure summary for it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, so you continue on towards the pool?
We do?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Well, just as the pixies... Let's see, there's one more wanted poster here on the way. Don't know if you've seen this one yet. Maybe I already did it. Bring this wisp of a thief to me alive and unharmed, and I'll ensure that no sword can ever break your skin. So that is
That'd be handy.
Yeah, that's a new one. So you can collect that, and then you come to the wayward pool. You see mists drifting over the surface of a small lake as you come out of the trees. There's forested crags lining the shore on one side of the lake, the far side, and mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the center of the lake, about 250 feet from shore, is a rocky islet. Jotaro, you get the sense that you guys are being watched, although you cannot spy who is doing it.
I whisper a warning to the others.
Neither can any of you guys with true sight spy who's watching you.
All right, who's going to be the tail?
Oh, actually, before you could even get to the pool, you had to do the walking in the unicorn thing. So when you got close, you felt yourselves kind of getting lost in the forest, and then you did the unicorn costume, and you're able to get to the edge of the pool. I forgot that.
Like, even all of us traveling with the costume? Like, can the costume fit everybody?
You had to make other costumes similar to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
eventually you're able to make it there.
Taro apologizes to whoever's the tail in his costume. Says it was the Campanesti.
That's not me. I'm just going to say that now.
All right, so you're on the shore of the lake. Out, a bow shot into the lake is the island, the rocky islet, where there should be a bowl with coals in it.
Yeah, so my question to you, how big a costume does Juniper require?
Oh, no, I just put a stick on his forehead.
No, Juniper,
Okay.
Juniper, you weren't able to get in. He
No.
didn't look enough like a unicorn.
Even with the stick on his forehead?
Even with a stick on his forehead.
Man. Poor Juniper.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll be there when you get back.
I'm sure.
Well,
We've been taking very good care of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's got two other red caps to tide him over.
So you're on the edge of the lake. The island's out there in the water. What do you want to do?
Is there a boat?
No boats. 250 feet out to the island.
You want to shoot? Can you shoot that far, like an arrow?
Yeah, an arrow would go that far.
Yeah.
Well, we light one on fire and you just shoot out to the
Ooh, Viking funeral style. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Jatara will do.
But then it'll be really embarrassing if the unicorn shows up on the island. And then we're like,
Well, that's probably another week worth of food for Juniper, though. So it's kind of a win-win.
Oh my god.
Are we attaching like a note to the arrow?
I think we're just trying to light the cauldron on fire.
Oh, can you guys actually see it from here?
No.
Well, I mean, I have true sight.
Neither can you see it, nor can you keep any fire lit for long enough to shoot it. Somehow, there's some sort of magical dampening here around this island, or this lake, that's putting out any fires. You can just, like, start a spark, which might be enough to get the coals lit, but not enough to light anything this far away from the coals.
All right. So, I want to look at everybody in the eye, and I'm going to look and I'm going to say, what is the probability, and just give me like a percentage, that something's going to swallow me if I fly across this water and light that on fire?
I give it like a 2% chance.
Okay.
And I'm very familiar with the Feywild.
Okay. All right,
Flying seems much better than us all swimming.
Okay.
Yes.
I will fly across and light the tinder.
All right.
With my tinder box.
You can have inspiration and give me blue, and then let's see. You light it on fire and start flying back to the party. And to add, actually, you get to the islet. So the islet, it's a long way up from shore, 30 by 40 feet long. Perched atop the highest point, about 30 feet above the water, is an iron bowl filled with coals.
Uh-huh.
You light the fire, you head back towards shore, and on the shore, the lakeshore mists part to reveal a white horse with a single gleaming horn on her brow. She stands perfectly still, silently observing you. Maybe about 100 feet away from you.
From everybody else or me?
From everybody else. And you're flying. This happened about a minute after you lit the fire. And so you're all joined together. I'm going to move you to another map here. You guys are all here on the edge of this lake. And so you guys are like there. Big blue, you're just flying back from the islet, so you're just coming onto the map.
Cool.
And you guys look across the water. See the unicorn out there. The unicorn is standing perfectly still, silently observing you. What do you want to do?
I wave at it. Wave a greeting.
It looks at you, doesn't make any motion back toward you.
Is it like within hailing distance, or is it?
You're about 100 feet away from it or so.
All right. Jatara will yell out in Sylvan. We seek your aid in defeating Granny Nightshade.
There's no reply from the unicorn. It just watches you.
May I approach you?
No reply from the unicorn.
Jatara's going to start to slowly walk towards it with his hands held out.
Puts Jataro about 40 feet away from the unicorn, so 8 squares. The rest of you put you guys where you want to be when Jataro gets there. You hear a voice in your head, Jataro and Sylvan. It says, "Why do you come to Thither?"
I am an agent of the Sealy Court. I have been tasked with discovering the fate of Zabilna, the ruler of Prismere. But my mission has put me in conflict with the Hourglass Coven.
You are right that Prismere once belonged to the Archfey Zabilna, and that she was usurped by the Coven. They are her cruel hag stepsisters, Scabba the Nightshade Bavlorna Blightstraw, and Edalyn Moongrave. Sibylna was vainglorious and deceitful at times, but her magic kept Prismeer safe and isolated. That ended when the Coven captured my mate. As the unicorn's speaking, all the rest of you start to hear it in your mind as well, when you get close enough. And also the waters out in the lake start to animate as the unicorn is speaking, kind of illustrating what the unicorn is speaking in your minds. It continues. Sibylna was vainglorious and deceitful at times, but her magic kept Prismeer safe and isolated. That ended when the Coven captured my mate, Eladon. They stole his horn. They used its magic to imprison Sibylna in her stronghold, the Palace of Heart's Desire. Eladon's horn might be needed to free Sibylna, but I don't know where Eladon is, nor his horn. I believe he is the prisoner of the hags, and you will find him and his horn with them.
Can you offer us any aid?
I can tell you this. There is a dandelion named Amador in Yon. He can lead you to the palace. Tell him that the Morna sent you. You can also stay here at this pool if you need a rest. It is safe here. It will protect you and restore you if you bathe in the waters.
Nice.
Did she say whether the dandelion had a name?
Where what had a name?
The dandelion?
The
Is that what you said?
dandelion. The dandelion's name is Amador.
Amador. Okay.
Amador. Amidor. And he is in Yon, which is ruled over by the sister Endalyn Moongrave now.
Right.
We will do everything in our power to rescue your mate.
Do you have any other questions for me before I go?
Is there-
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there anything else you could offer us to help us?
No. I'm afraid I can't.
Can you tell us anything about Will of the Feywild?
Will has rescued some children from Granny Nightshade and would rescue more if he could. I don't know where he came from or how he escaped on his own. And that's all she has for Will.
Isn't the unicorn supposed to tell us how to get to Nightshade?
The kids thought that the unicorn might know something.
No. Okay.
Does she? I mean, I ask if she knows any way to get to Granny Nightshade or into Langolier.
She shares with you kind of all the same information you've heard. Loom Lurch is where she lives. Her scarecrows will scream if you get too close. There's red caps that live there. They're planted in a garden. She has kids there. Her most hated prisoners she keeps in her kitchen. Yeah, that's all she can tell you about Loom Lurch and Granny Nightshade.
Okay. Hmm.
All right.
Any other questions?
I'm trying to think.
Anything about our lost stuff, maybe? Like, do you know where Tiny G's other inches are?
Oh, you found those already? Well, not his
Yes.
other inches. You don't know where those are at.
He never had them.
But maybe
parents-
Maynard's
told him.
map.
What'd you say?
But maybe Maynard's map.
Maynard's map. So probably with Scabatha Nightshade, Granny Nightshade. I don't know where she keeps her most valuable items, but probably in her bedroom.
Intel. All right. I don't think I have anything else. I mean, thank you very much for coming out of the mist. I'm not even there. I'm still flying. I feel like during the conversation, I would get closer and closer.
Yeah.
Go ahead and put you guys where you want to be at the end of the conversation, say.
When Big Blue gets closer, I'll tell him that the unicorn demands his sacrifice for her aid.
Okay.
You would have heard that if you had been close enough.
Okay.
I'm going to be right here.
Now, once you're happy where you're standing, roll initiative.
What?
Like I said.
Oh.
Oh my.
Big,
not good.
Big Blue, you were a good member of our party and we'll miss you.
Mater did pretty good. So, a cloaked figure springs from the forest. With blades flashing, it attacks the unicorn. Under the assassin's cowl, you see a wide, toothy smile. So here's the assassin. There. And let's see what the assassin gets for initiative. 8. Okay, Maynard, what's your passive perception? Okay, you were surprised this round, so this you don't get to act. The assassin closes on the unicorn. It attacks the unicorn with its daggers, cutting at the flesh of the majestic horse. The first dagger attack is a +7. 18 to hit, doing 16 piercing damage to the unicorn as it digs its dagger into the creature's flesh. And then its second dagger attack. Unicorn dodges that second one. Chitaro, passive perception.
14.
16 in the forest. Doesn't help you. Unicorn surprise as well. Big Blue. Need a 17 to go this round. I don't think anyone has it.
Definitely not me.
Then the first full round. Maynard, go ahead.
Okay, Maynard will see how much he can move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's move and dash. So he has enough left for a rapier attack. 10 looks like a big fat miss.
10 is a miss. Okay.
All done.
After Maynard comes the assassin. The assassin whips out a garrote. Tries to put this wire around your neck, Maynard. Gets only a 12 to hit you.
Maynard definitely jumps out of the way. You'll have to do better than that.
Then he uses his dagger to slash at your hamstrings. Make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. Your speed will be halved, Maynard. So he cuts a gash in the back of your leg. Your speed is cut in half now. And that is it for him. Then, Chitaro, your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5. Move to there. Bonus action, Hunter's Markham. Longbow. 23 for 16.
That's a hit. He will use Uncanny Dodge to have the damage he takes from attacking against him. So it takes -8 damage.
No reactions.
After Chitaro, the unicorn teleports away. Big Blue, your turn.
Good.
And so I'm gonna bonus action spiritual weapon. right here. Can I hold my action until Tiny G gets right next to me? So I'm gonna attack. Sorry, let me do my economy here. Spiritual weapon attacks.
You have an action
for-
left, so you can ready something. Yes.
So
That's
13
a
misses.
13. 13 is a miss. Yes.
Yep. And I will hold an action as soon as Tiny G passes me. I'm gonna hit him with my emboldened bond.
Okay. After Big Blue, this you're not sure. Maybe a half orc, Maynard. He says, "I have no beef with you. Stand down." Then Portia, your turn. But he does not like dropping his weapons or nothing.
Right. Yeah, I think that would definitely be like, well, we are allies to the unicorn, so you do have beef with us. And I'll attempt dissonant whispers on him.
Distant whispers. Ooh, good psychic damage. 14
Wow.
wisdom save. Here's his wisdom save roll. Ooh, you got him. So that does 13 psychic. He unfortunately doesn't have his reaction right now because he used it for uncanny dodge, so he doesn't get a move.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, all done.
I'm going to also use my bonus action to trigger a tail.
All right, Tiny G, your turn.
I will move 1, 2, 5, 6. Big Blue, do you use your reaction on something? RL,
Hello?
did you want to use your?
Oh
reaction
yeah.
to
So
punch
just
it?
when you go past it, links you guys, you and Maynard up.
Okay,
All right,
great.
you guys.
And then I will dash to get next to Maynard.
All right, after Tiny G, the round is over. Maynard, your turn.
The numbers are against you. You will regret crossing us or our ally, the unicorn. But
The
I miss.
League shall avenge me, he says.
And then I swing with my dagger this time. And very nice
Wow.
sneak attack.
Nice.
17 damage.
Got it. After you go his turn, he quaffs a potion and turns invisible.
Can I still see him though?
No, it's after
Or did the
noon,
true sight?
Unfortunately, yeah, the true sight's ended. So he becomes invisible. That's his action. And then he flees into the trees. 1, 2. And he'll be moving like a rogue, where he can dash as a bonus. So he's going to cover 90 feet every round. Maynard, you can pretty much keep up with that if you want to be kind of isolated with him when his invisibility wears off or when he turns against you. Can anyone else cover 90 feet around reliably?
No.
No.
No. I can give a bonus to someone in our party that would increase their movement by 10. If that would help.
Okay, so Maynard, do you want to go chasing after him into the trees? You might be alone.
I'm brave, but I'm not foolhardy. I think we'll cross swords again sometime.
Yes. So he flees off into the trees. And you remember his last words. He said, "The League shall avenge me." And he's gone.
The need of avenging got away.
That's right. So, you guys take the information you got from the unicorn. and return back to Little Oak. Is that your plan?
That is.
Okay. You come back to the place that you left your owlbear companion, and it's still there, surprisingly. So you travel back to Little Oak, where the getaway gang quizzes you on everything about unicorns for quite some time before Will of the Feywild tells them that they need to work on the plan now. So, let's see. Gang. And the plan. The daring plan. So Will of the Feywild has conceived a daring plan to free the children still held prisoner in Loomlurch. Using a stick, Will sketches a rough map of the lair in the dirt and outlines the plan as follows. The approach. Bobby and Sloane and Xenor, and Star, the little displaced beast kitten, will creep through the woods to the west of the tree and hide just out of sight of the screaming scarecrows. Meanwhile, Will sneak around to the entrance to the kitchen on the east side of the tree. The distraction. You all will enter the goblin market, posing as travelers, purchase some sweets, and arrange for a meeting with the hag. During the meeting, the children will alert the screaming scarecrows and thereby lure the tin soldiers into the garden. The escape. While everyone is distracted, you all will free the captives from the workshop, while Will climbs into the textile mill to free the captives there. Once the children are set free, everyone will run back to Little Oak. Do you guys agree to help?
That plan sounds foolproof. There's no way it can fail.
Okay. That's actually where we're going to end for tonight, because that will be the second part of Thither, as you carry out the plan to free the children and run into the hag.